So get a good look right here at my 3 T8s from Animal Plastics just came in today. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be unboxing these guys as well as setting these guys up, and I'm going to take you guys all along this process and review these cages myself, because I myself have never ordered from these guys. I have heard nothing but great things from people who have, so I got them personally myself, and I think they're going to be long worth the wait. I am super excited about this, so what do you say? Let's get to building. My name is Nick Pulaski. Growing up, I have always had a passion for wildlife, and with that passion, along with my passion of filmmaking, I get taken on some amazing adventures creating wildlife content, getting up close with a variety of incredible animals. So come follow along as I pursue my goals of educating, inspiring, exploring, and conserving wildlife, all while having fun, seeing the beauty in our natural world. So as you can see, my floor is basically taken up by this big box right here. And like I said earlier, what's inside these 3 boxes are actually my order from Animal Plastics. I got 3 T8s from them, and I am super excited about these guys. And they're going to be doing wonders for me. We're going to set them up for eventually the Burmese python, the boa, and also the Woma pythons. And like I said too, these enclosures are going to be perfect for like juvenile size to sub-adult life for the boa as well as the Burmese python, and then we'll move them into something bigger. But for now, these are going to be perfect. Right now, what we're going to be focusing on is setting these guys up, reviewing these guys, because I've never had these in the past, but I've heard from a lot of people that a lot of people love these enclosures. So a thing to establish with these, they are going in this spot right here, which is perfect because these guys are exactly 4 feet long, 2 feet deep, and going to be 1 foot tall. So it's going to be perfect dimensions for these guys, and we're going to be doing sliding glass doors with locks on them as well as LED lights, so super excited about this. It's not something that's going to be too time consuming. I've seen in the past with people building these guys and setting these guys up, but we're just going to go through the process anyway, and I wanted to show you guys it too because I figured it'd be a fun video to make with you guys, and why not come along for the ride, right? You guys have enclosures from Animal Plastics. I would love to hear your feedback as well too at this video, and I would love to see your setups too if you wanted to tag me in those posts as well, like on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. Let me know down there too. I want to see what your setups look like, but super excited about this. Definitely want to get into these boxes, so let's get to it. Now, a thing too that people always say about this company is, despite their quality, they have very long wait times, which is true, but I mean at the same time you have to think the reason for the long wait times is because they're so popular. So I mean, you get what you pay for in terms of quality, and I mean I've seen and heard enough to know that with these guys. And you guys are probably hardcore judging on how I'm opening this. I could just, you know what, let's just do it this way. But like I said, I didn't have to wait too long for mine, but I mean it was definitely past a month and a half or so, and I was totally fine waiting. I planned ahead for this. I knew how many I wanted. They have great customer service, and you're definitely getting quality products from them. They're not a sponsor or anything like that. This is just from what I've seen and what I've heard. Alright, so now we're getting into the nitty gritty of this. We have right down in here, show you, instruction manuals, all the screws needed for this guy right here, all the pins. Inside here, this looks like the plug-in for the LED lights themselves. And then you have everything very well packed. But everything's laid out really nicely in these boxes too. It tells you which side is which right here. So this says the right side right here. It says that this side is the front and indicates which side's the top. So that's really nice. I mean, it's literally kind of like a Lego set, if you will. They make this super easy for you guys. So nothing too complex. So you don't have to worry about it coming not pre-made. And then right in here, inside these guys, this is all glass. So this is very well wrapped, I will say. The glass by the sides of it, it looks like it's intact, so that's all good. We're going to keep these on the side and hold off on these, but yes, the glass looks like it's intact. Yeah, I mean, I've been super excited about getting these guys. It's going to be such a cool upgrade for my animals. Having something that's more visual for people to see things and everything like that, that's going to be really exciting for you and for me. And then yeah, we have the top and bottom pieces right here. Try to take these out as gracefully as possible. Definitely not making it easy on myself, I'll tell you that right now. I'm leaving that against the wall. I have a mess right now. I'm gonna clear this up and we'll come back to this. Okay, so got some space cleared up here. So now what we're going to be doing is we have to start obviously with the bottom. So right here, it's very dirty right now. We're gonna clean it off later. Not worried about that right now. But it's indicating to me that this is the bottom piece right here and this is the front of the cage. So what we have to do is we have to do like so and get it into a position. So that was the bottom of it. This is going to be the front of it right here. As you can see, there is a grate right here where this is going to have the sliding glass doors in there. So we're going to have those implemented onto the track later on. So we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to worry about getting the side panels onto here. You can see the grooves where everything is supposed to go and it's supposed to tightly match. So we're going to get that going right now. So I got the two side pieces all set up. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to grab the screws right here. Take these guys out. Have my drill. And you're not supposed to just like crank these guys in there. They're supposed to just go in and screw in flush. You don't want to force them in. You could be risking breaking the PVC. Follow the instructions on what it says. It says start with the side pieces first. Gotta line it all up. Like literal so. Here. Perfect. So yeah, that's the right piece. I just always want to make sure. With labels, you never know. So I'm going to do this. Give you a plentiful amount of screws here. I'm going to put some right there. Probably should have worked with a bigger table, but it is what it is. These all look good. So, grab my drill. Slow drill into here. Very easy. As you can see, even with just one screw, I mean, we're in. We're in, we're flush. We're just gonna go down the line. You know me, I'm all about DIY builds and stuff like that, but there's companies out there that, I mean, get recommended and you see them so often and everything like that, and you see how cool they look for other people's setups and everything, and I'm just like, instead of doing the work and putting the work forward, I'd rather just have someone else do this. Great. Just like that, you got one side done. Super easy. Once you have it all level up, it's all just point and shoot, so pretty easy stuff. So you're gonna have your vents in the back, like so. As you can see right here, you're gonna have vents right there in the back. Your front is going to be right here. This is where the track is gonna go, and it's gonna line up with the glass right here. So you're gonna have those little indents right there where it concaves. Now, I'm going to do the opposite side. I think I can just get it started back here. I love my drill because it has the magnetized bit, which is super helpful with these kind of things. And I get instances too where like it's more desirable to build something from scratch. Like for example, like these guys right here, like it was more desirable to build something from scratch just because I could get the dimensions to exactly what I want or anything like that. But like if someone's already made something that like can fit all your needs and stuff like that, and especially if it's super popular and universally used, then yeah, I would say getting something that isn't custom made or anything like that, like that you've made personally, is not a bad thing whatsoever. And I would never talk down on someone who does buy things, because there's so many different things that you can do and buy and everything like that, and there's so many incredible companies up there that do a whole bunch of different cool things with like racks or like with caging and enclosures and stuff like that. So it's not just all do-it-yourself stuff that needs to be showcased. I mean, it can be stuff like this too. This stuff is also super incredible, super amazing in terms of design and everything like that with the PVC. It's really a cool thing, and I'm super excited to have these. Then what we have to do is we have to get on the back. So we're gonna look for the back right now, which is this piece right here. So all indents, you can see where the indents go. And they're all just supposed to level up and be like that. Which is awesome. Okay. Yep, boom, just like that. So probably first what you gotta do is you're probably gonna wanna put it on the bottom and then go from the sides. So we're gonna do that. It sucks because I would highly recommend doing this on a table that is at least 4 foot, because, and what I'll probably do for the next one is I'll probably put the other one down on top of it. just so it's a little bit flatter, because with the sides like this kind of falling over and everything, kind of makes things a little bit difficult. Besides stickering, there is also on here their AP logo right here. So that's supposed to be facing outward and be on the back of the cage. Not supposed to be inside your cage. Also too, not only, it doesn't have to be a T8 or anything like that, but like, if you do have an animal plastics enclosure, let me know what you're keeping in it as well too. Like I said, we'll be keeping the womas in here, as well as the boa and the berm. And like I said, as they get older and stuff like that, meaning the boa and the berm, they're going to be moving out. The younger one of the womas, they'll be moving in after we clean it and all. Bottom is secure. We just got to get on the sides now. And as I keep making these and everything like that, I'll kind of run through them a little bit faster so this video doesn't draw out to be like extremely long. But I figure just for at least one of them, if you guys could see it and kind of see how the process works. I'm keeping track of the time so I can give you guys roughly an estimate of how long this is going to take. It's nice too because you don't have to pre-drill or anything like that. It's all done for you. You have 3 sides and a back, all connected. I was within we're pushing about like 17 minutes in. So not too bad. After taking everything apart, moving all the stuff out of the way, getting this all here, I mean, you could probably get this done pretty quick. So this guy right here, this hole is going to be for where you're going to have like the lock, so it locks the glass doors in place. And all this thing's going to do, if you do this properly, and if you line things up properly, should slide right into place right here. Pretty snug, honestly. Like, snug enough where like you can get away with it being not drilled in, but obviously you want this to be drilled in because I mean, if something's strong enough, it can definitely push that out, but just saying. So yeah, now we have the front in place, so what we're going to be doing now is we're going to screw that in. It's perfect in here. I will show you guys a close-up once we're all done with it, but I mean, this thing is like built perfectly, and these guys are sturdy too. These are pretty strong. I mean, PVC is not something to turn away from. It's a strong thing. Now we're going to go over here, do the exact same thing. God, I'm just envisioning this. I mean, these are such roomy cages. I mean, like I said, 2 feet deep, 4 feet wide, a foot tall. It's great to have a lot of ventilation in here. You get 5 vents. So you have 1 vent in the back, 2 on the sides, right there in the corners. Super cool, super exciting. So now we have this guy right here, which is the top. So this little node is not a node for a thermostat. I didn't get a heat with this guy because I'm just going to heat it with my heat tape. Right here you have this little notch that's cut out. So right here, this is where they glued in the strip of LED lights right here. And then this is going to be where that other side of that plug is going to go right here. So we're going to have this guy brightening up the enclosure. This is going to be for the back of the cage. It's going to be obviously for the front because these are the grooves of the track right here. So we're going to put this guy on and go from there. Place it down. It's just going to be something that's going to snap into place once you get it all aligned. Literally, I mean, snap, fall down, all the same thing, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure this is all leveled and set, which it wasn't. It just got down right there. That's it. So what it tells you to do is get the sides on first and then work from the top down. So obviously we haven't gotten the bottom screws in yet either for like the bottom piece to the front piece yet, if that makes sense. So we're going to do that in a bit. We're going to get everything on at once. So I'm going to get the sides on first and then we will go from there. And the nice thing too with these cages are people will stack these and they're super stackable and like super durable to do those kind of things with. So like I said, that's what I'm going to be doing in this corner is I'm going to keep like, if you guys revert back, and I'll leave a link down below where I do with my heat tape and everything like that. I'm going over heat tape versus heat lamps and everything like that. I showed you guys that I leave a little bit of like a stilt and like a gap. So my heat tape is not directly sitting on top of like the enclosure or anything like that. I've always done that. It's a safe thing to do, and it's easy to access the heat element itself. So if you're doing something that's like a heat pad or like heat tape, I would definitely recommend having some sort of stilt. Me personally, someone asked below, like, what do I use as a stilt? And I truthfully use kind of like scrap wood. Nothing that's thicker than like a meter stick, and I just kind of cut small little squares or rectangles, put them on each of the corners, and then I can slide my heat element under there. Some heat elements are a little bit thicker. For these guys, some people will order the heat panels. The heat panels go on the top. The heat panel is like a heat emitter. It's just going to be dropping the heat down low and one certain spot, where my heat tape is going to be heating from above, and it's going to be wired to a thermostat, so it's going to be tracking and monitoring all the heat that's going into these guys. So that's just something also too that you want to keep in mind, is how you're going to heat your cages as well too. It doesn't have to be these cages, it can be any cage, so definitely something to keep in mind as well too. Now what we're going to do, oh my gosh, this is my first time actually seeing the front. The front actually looks super cool. I'm so excited. And if you built these in the past before, or if you are in the process of building one and you're just kind of using my video as a referral, let me know in the comments too what you think of the building process. Me personally, I don't think it's a big deal. I think this has been something super simplistic. Couple more to go. Getting close. I just noticed too, it does come with stacking pins. So like I said, like with the stilts or anything like that, I can just put these in. I was wondering what these holes were for right here, but now I know I can just stack them accordingly. And they'll just kind of go flush. But like I said, I'm going to put them on stilts because I don't have like the radiant heat panels where it's going to be internally. So I do want that gap. So I'm going to put mine personally on stilts, but yeah, that may be something that could like cause them to move a little bit if something was like bumped. But I mean, they're going to be sitting in place over there. They're not going to get bumped. So I'm not really worried about that. But that's something to also keep in mind too. I just noticed these as well as I was doing this. And as I put all these up, obviously it's going to get faster and faster because you're not going to see the whole process. But truthfully, just doing that alone, let me check. Yeah, it probably took about 35 minutes just to do one. And I could probably do it a little bit faster, but I wanted to explain it to you guys. I wanted to take my time. I'm not in any rush. So these are door pulls right here. So these are going to be like things to help with you sliding the door. It's going to be your doorknobs. We have the locks and the keys right here for these guys. Everybody's getting a lock. We do have the glass panels right here, so they look nice. Like I said, they have the lock over here. That's where that knob is going to go over there. So that's obviously how it's going to lock. No problems with this panel. No problems with that panel. No cracks, nothing. So we are good to go with these guys. All right, so I'm going to kind of do things a little bit out of order here. I'm not going to seal this just yet because I want to get these out of the way first over here, and I can seal them all together and don't have to worry about getting silicone all over my fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this one over here into place. I'm going to probably put the doors on, probably last. I'm probably going to hold off on putting the doors on right now and just get these out of the way because they are big, they are bulky. If I can get one on here, that's great, then I can keep moving on and progressing on. So that's what I'm going to do next, is getting my stilts on these guys, putting them in place, and then moving this in here. So let's do that. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys this process because I know you guys are kind of interested in it. Literally, this is a piece of scrap wood. I wasn't going to use it for anything else. So this is just kind of what I use for my stilts. You can literally get this at most hardware stores, I'm assuming. So just so you guys can see, it's literally nothing. It's something so minute and everything like that, so like the heat doesn't have to rise up so much that it's going to have to exert a lot of energy or anything like that to really heat up, but it's enough room where it's not going to put any stress or like put any pressure on the heating element itself. So with that being said, we are done with this. I created a lot of mess with this sawdust. I'm going to clear this up. I'm going to get this moving and transition that over here, and we're going to move on to the next one and kind of make the cycle go a little bit faster, but I just want to give you guys a good idea on how this all goes and comes to be. So let's get that going for you. Okay, so I just cleaned this all off, and now this is nice and fresh. And also too, what I did was I put the stilts right over here on the ground. You can't really see them right now because this is in the way. As well as I put down one of the FlexWatt heat tapes that I have already wired and set up over here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick this up and put this over here, and hopefully this all goes smoothly. I don't see why not. Though it's big, I mean the PVC is also a lightweight thing. Yeah, this is super easy. It's just an awkward thing to hold. Centered. Looks nice, I would say. Just like that. Just as easy as that. So just kind of fiddling around with this stilts for a second, but once you have that in place, I mean, look at this. I mean, nice and flush. You do have that little gap right here. I can literally put my finger in here and slide it through, so that's perfect. That's the amount of space that I do need. And yeah, like my FlexPod heat tape, I'll show you this guy right here. Literally, it's already pre-wired and everything like that, so something super thin like this is going to be totally fine for that gap right here. So all I'm going to do is I'll get some of my aluminum tape, and I'll literally just take this one right here like so, and then I'll just wire it down and everything and hook it up to the thermostat. So just very simple, very simplistic. So that's kind of the rundown of what I'm going to do with this next one. Like I said, I'm not going to go through in depth like I just did for this one, because if I did that, this video is going to take forever. So I'm going to build this next one and the one after that pretty quick, knock these out really fast and go from there. Alright, so cage number 2 is built, and I also put the stacking pins in, as well as I put in and taped in the heat tape over here. So now, and also put the stilts down too. So now what we got to do is we got to lift this guy up and put him into place. So, like I said, lightweight, so that's good. Alright, so those are both in place. Let's move it a little bit, we'll push that there. Keep that level, keep that straight. Now we have 2 flush, perfectly placed cages in place, and look at that. Look how nice and clean that looks. That is such a nice, aesthetically pleasing look. And can you also imagine too, once we have the LEDs on and once we have the sliding glass doors on and we also have the reptiles in here, how exciting this is going to look. It's also going to be a nice upgrade for the reptiles that do need them, as they are outgrowing their spots right now. So this is going to be a huge upgrade, and I'm super excited to get them in here. And as you're seeing too, I'm doing this all by myself, and this really isn't that big of a deal or anything like that. Like, it's super easy to do. I'm also at a disadvantage where I'm doing this on a table that's not completely flat, and I mean, I'm still getting around just fine. So definitely something to be a part of this review that I also say is a pro, where it's something that you can do on your own if you need to. And I'm pumping out 3 of these like with ease, so not an issue whatsoever. Alright, just like that, I'm going to take all these screws off right here, and we are basically done with this guy. We're done with all 3 of them. Well, kind of. We still have to, like I said, do the siliconing, and we have to put in the glass panels. I just realized I forgot to put down heat tape, so I have to go heat tape that really quick. So I'm going to do that really quick, and then we will get the siliconing. So I will see you in a second. Alright, so the lights, they are looking great. The LEDs just, oh my gosh, they just pop in here. It's looking amazing. I love it. It's fantastic. But now that we have light in here, as you can see, we have the silicone right here, and then I have a cup full of water right here. So just kind of makes the siliconing process a lot easier and a lot less of a mess on you. So I'm going to show you guys how I essentially do this, where basically what I'll do is I will wet my finger first, and then I'm going to put a little bit of silicone and just kind of beat it along, and then I'm just going to run my finger along. You'll kind of get the gist of what I'm doing as I'm going about this, so I'm just going to show you right now, and you can just kind of watch and learn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bead all along the back here. Very easy, like so. Re-dip my hand a little bit in here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push it into the hole, like so. What that's going to do is that's going to fill it. So that's going to fill that crack right there. And hardly any silicone on my finger, and that's just easy to wipe off. So yeah, like I said, this takes about 48 hours, I would say, to be on the safe side to cure. As well as, you don't want to throw animals in quickly, 1, because of that, and 2, because of the fumes that are coming through with the silicone. It is something that you definitely want to keep in mind for your animals and stuff like that. So I know you want to throw your animal in here real quickly, but it's best to just kind of hold off and have some patience with it. But that is basically what you're looking for right there, is a nice small seam. It goes a long way. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get the glass in. So it has to go in a certain way. So we have to get the left pane in first on the back track, and then we have to get the right pane in accordingly onto the front tracks. So as stated, what we got to do is we got to get it up here. Boom, just like that. Couldn't be any simpler, honestly. I mean, that was really easy. Whole line's up right there, and then what you do this goes on the front track. Just like this. Lift up, go in, slides. Voila! Just like that, you have a locking cage. And it slides like so. I don't have the doors on yet, but super easy, super simple. Alright, so to close this video out, I thought I would give you guys a quick reference of one of the gals that's going in here, and this is Willow right here. This is my Woma Python female. Got her 2 years ago, and as you can see, she is putting on some tremendous size. She is such a sweetheart though. As you can see, she's just looking around, curious, everything like that. No issues with her whatsoever. Definitely putting on the growth and size too, which is why she'll be going in one of these guys, as well as the other Woma down the line too, but she's got some time to go. She's got to grow out a bit herself, but regardless, I am super excited about these enclosures right here. I couldn't be more happier, honestly. I mean, it was definitely worth the wait. Now again, I told you guys I'm not sponsored by Animal Plastics or anything like that, but I mean, I'm just a first-time customer, and I wanted to kind of go through this process together with you guys to not only show you like the building process or anything like that, but the ease of use, the ease of the build, anything like that, and just kind of review it as I go. And I can confidently say that this product was definitely something worth investing in. I definitely think the ease of putting it together, like I said, I could build the PVC portion of it within probably like 35-40 minutes each. I mean, I could probably do it even a little bit faster if I wasn't filming. But these guys definitely were simple to build. The glass and everything like that, real easy to put in. Like you saw, siliconing super easy. They make these things pretty sealed to begin with when you drill it in, but the sealant on top of that is just something to add on and make these guys really sturdy. Now another thing I didn't go over before was the amount of choices that you have in enclosures. Now like I said, these are the TAs, which are 4 foot long by 2 feet deep and 1 foot high. So each of these, I mean, stackable wise, I mean, super lightweight, super easy to stack. They come with the stacking pins as well too. But they do have other choices of enclosures too, and they have some options of custom things too that are pretty nice. So definitely something to look into if you do need something for something even a lot larger, or if you got something else different in mind or anything like that. They seem to have what they need down. So I know that they're also expanding their factory and their workload and everything like that, because they are taking on a bunch of orders right now, which is causing these delays and stuff like that. But I mean, that's just because everyone knows that these are top of the line products, and I'm happy to actually own these guys, and I definitely would get some more in the future if need be. But I'm super excited for the ones I do have right now. They're definitely making this reptile room what it is. They're definitely going to be something to showcase reptiles here, like Willow and also my Burmese python and my boa as well. So I'm really excited to get the silicone cured, clean these up. I mean, there's styrofoam, and clean the glass and everything like that. And once I have these all cleaned up, I can fill it up and get these guys introduced to their new enclosures. So to end it, I wanted to know your guys' opinion, what you guys thought of me building these. Do you guys have any questions? Leave them down below. If you guys have your own rating of your experience with your animal plastics or any type of enclosure, if you prefer building your own enclosure or if you bought your own enclosure, let me know down below too. I'm curious of all your guys' setups. It's something that's really intriguing to me. And tag me in some of your setups on Instagram too. I'm definitely curious to see what everyone else is keeping things in. I think it's always so exciting to learn those kind of things. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you could do me a couple favors, if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. I want to grow this community and do some really fun things with you guys and educate you guys along the way. So make sure you subscribe, as well as click that notification bell so you know when I upload. Thank you guys again for watching, and until next time, we will see you guys soon.